Page 20, little brown bug. Interesting, because usually it's a little brown jug. Alright, that's fine. They changed the words, changed the title. At the top of the page, they're talking about an E-flat major position. Boy, they're really throwing them at you, ain't they? Just suddenly it's three flats. And you look at that and think, that's it, I'm done. I can't do this. Blah. Well, let's talk about it. You gotta learn it eventually. You just gotta learn it now. And I haven't been telling you too much about, go do my scale videos on these key signatures. But each time you get a key signature in here, you should be doing the scale video. Do the beginner part, because it will help you in playing these, because you learn the notes in the key. That's what it is. Now, in the key of E flat major, this is what it is, three flats. You have a B flat is the first one, an E flat is the second, and an A flat is the third. It simply means every time you get one of these notes, a B, E, or A, instead you're going to play the flat. That's what it means. So if you knew the scale, it just makes it a little easier because you already are familiar with the flats in that key. Keeping that in mind, let's talk about this carefully. I'm going to start with the right hand. Starts out with 2 eighth notes. Hopefully the eighth notes and the counting isn't causing you a problem. If it is, please go back to the previous book and do it again. Something like that. It's 1 and 2 and 3 and, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and is what the rhythm is. Not the rhythm I want to talk about so much, because that's the trickiest part in the whole piece. It's very repetitious, this piece. What I want to talk about are the flats. We're starting out in this position, in C position, except since you have an E flat in the key signature, rather than putting your finger on E natural, put it on the E flat. That's the difference. So we're here, when the right hand, the first measure, then in the next measure it's an E flat. Like so. Next line, last measure, it's an E flat. Next line is like the first, and the last line is like the second. That's it. So you're here, you're playing an E flat. Don't have to deal with the B flat and the A flat there. Isn't that nice? However, look at the left hand. You're starting out 4-2. There is a B flat, so we're here. So we're in this position. Except we have a B flat, so I'm going to put my finger on B flat instead of B natural. And we have an A flat, so I'm going to put my finger on A flat instead of A natural. So it's here. Because of the key signature, I have to adjust the hand position to start. So these are the notes I'm usually going to play unless they put in a natural sign or something. And they don't, so we'll see. So right at the beginning, in the left-hand place, you have a G and a B flats. The next measure, it is an A flat. So if you keep your hand in this position, you'll be okay. If you knew the E flat major scale, you would know to do this. You would know those notes in this scale, in this key. And that's really it. For the third measure, you have these two notes, an A and an E, but they're both flats. And the last measure, it's a G and a B, but it's a B flat. And that, for the most part, is the piece. So it's not that bad. So you pick yourself up off the floor, dust yourself off, say, all right, we can do this. You've had a glass of wine or a beer or whatever it is you're drinking, and you're ready to go. Now there is a little box at the top in red to keep up these sight reading drills, especially numbers 6 and 7. I don't cover those. If you have a teacher, they probably have you do these. They're in a separate book, I think. I assume they're not in this book. If they are in this book, I would cover them. So if you're doing that, you can do that. But I don't cover it in my videos. So start this. Let's try this together. 4/4 time will give us 4 counts, and we're going to go really, really, really super slow. Again, I'd like you to bring out the melody, and you can tell where the melody is. The first 2 measures, everything's melody, and the last 2 measures, the right hand's melody, and that's every line like that. So left hand's here, right hand's here. It's almost like a middle C position, isn't it? We're just adding the flats. All right. 1, 2, ready, go.